Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the practice log. Speaking a little more hushed right now. Oh, what am I doing talking to you? Let's go ahead and make our way to the chair, and I'll see you there. This seems like as good a spot as any. Different location right now. I am currently in my mom's house, because Heather and I are visiting my mom's house. My mom actually isn't here right now. We're just visiting her house, not my mother. Sort of taking like a little vacation. I'm speaking a little more hushed because I'm not in my like normal environment and I feel a little uncomfortable. But we're still gonna do this. You might be wondering, where's Heather? She's asleep right now. It's getting pretty late. We'll see how long it takes for her to wake up. But I don't mind personally because when she's sleeping, I am practicing. It's honestly the best situation I could imagine. Oh yeah, and the lapels, right? How do you like that? This wouldn't be sore hands if I didn't show a lapel in Act 1 and then actually use it in Act 3. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna look for some comment questions right now and I'm gonna answer them MFers. And then I'm gonna practice my guitar and everybody will clap. Any good comments? I don't know. A lot of talk about my feet. That's a little strange, isn't it? I'm just kidding. I asked for it. Oh, here's a good one. This one is from Brian Gable 08. Friend of the channel, longtime friend of the channel. And you're referring to an episode where I was talking about counterpoint and how to kind of get started with it, which I gave like, it wasn't like a class in it or anything, but I was more like just telling you how to get started with it. But you said, this was really useful. As a beginner student, I have been learning pieces by playing the melody first, but the idea of ignoring the full chords and just melody and bass note sounds like a super way to proceed. Am I on the right track? Yeah, so there are two. I'm just like, I already have a lecture plan, guys. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just throwing out two. There might be three. There are two aspects to our musicianship. And I'll actually say one of them, this is a horrible way to phrase this, but there's our musicianship, and that is just like, how are we as musicians, like the musicality of us away from our instrument. And then there's us as guitarists. And there are ways of practicing both of these things. So like right now, I'm gonna be practicing my guitarship stuff. I'm gonna be practicing scales mostly. And I might not go through that much rep because I don't know how long my girlfriend's gonna be asleep. And I'd like to hang out with her because we're chilling, but I have a little bit of time right now, so I'm going to practice scales. For my guitar hand feel, I'm not using words very well right now. I don't really think that makes me a better musician. I don't think I understand music any better from doing that. I think it just makes me better at guitar, which is fine. Like, that's a good thing. I want to be better at guitar. Is the camera a little ajar? Hold on. Oh, there we go. I can't have an ajar camera on sore hands. That's no good. So there's that. And then the second thing that you can practice is your actual musicianship. I don't know if learning like one line of like a 4-part harmony on guitar and like actually learning it to like perform is really that useful for becoming a better guitarist. Like, I'm sure it is for like sight reading and stuff, but there's music written for guitar that is idiomatic to the guitar where we can have all of the harmony and stuff. Like look at like Capriccio Arbe, for example, or like Villa-Lobos Prelude 1. Like, those are big pieces that are sort of like, they feel like little symphonies, and you can reach a level on guitar where you can play each part and it's like this whole arrangement that you're playing. I would say that you should just learn those pieces, the pieces that are written for guitar, if you want to get better at guitar. But you're kind of referring to my counterpoint episode, developing a better understanding of counterpoint. So yeah, I think that like a really great thing that you can do is just learn single line stuff, or maybe just 2 voices at a time. Look at like a chorale, something like that. And it doesn't need to be something that you will perform on guitar per se, but it's more just something to do to practice your musicianship. And you're just using a guitar to sort of facilitate that musicianship practice. So yeah, I think you're on the right track, depending on what your goals are. And if your goal is to recognize the tendencies of Western counterpoint, then yeah, I think that's a great thing to do. And now you say learning pieces by just playing the melody and ignoring the full chords. I assume that you're looking at guitar pieces then. And what I would suggest there, if you are a beginner student, first find arrangements of the pieces that are easier, like maybe where people like reduct it a bit. I'm sure that there are like Bach reductions, so like where it's just like a melody and maybe just like a bass line or something. You can try doing it on your own, but I would maybe start with what a professional has written out, learn from them, like instead of like doing it on your own. I think that's generally a good idea. And there are just easy guitar pieces on guitar, and I would suggest starting with those. Like, I say this all the time, but like Soar Opus 60, boom, super easy, like one line most of the time. And then like proceeding from there, there are tons of great Soar etudes that aren't too hard. But yeah, I would definitely suggest learning from those rather than finding all the hard pieces that you want to play eventually and just like reducting them on your own and sort of like adding in notes. That's kind of like how, if you guys ever played Rocksmith, it's like a Guitar Hero game, but you like use an actual guitar as a controller. When you're playing Rocksmith on easy mode, it's still giving you everything, but you only have to play like one of the notes, like the first note on like the downbeat or something, and then like the rest of the phrase will happen, but you're just kind of sitting there just like holding that one note. And then as the difficulty increases, you're like playing the first note and then the note that falls on the 3 or something. So it's like bump, thump, and then eventually it'll be bump, dun, 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 dun. Like you'll have like all 8 notes or whatever. So I kind of look at that as like you're doing like a sort of rocksmith strategy, which is like a fine thing to do. I think that that can have a place in your practice, but there are also pieces that are just easy that are meant to progress you to these harder pieces. And I think that those are probably the best thing to look at. All right, well, have I rambled enough? I haven't been rambling for that long actually, which is pretty good, but I think we can pretty much wrap this up here because I want to get to practicing. This is probably gonna be a shortish video, so you know, that's how it is. But yeah, it's kind of interesting filming somewhere else, isn't it? And I know that a lot of us are gonna be traveling over the break. Let's take a moment to appreciate how wonderful it is to be a classical guitarist and not have to carry around amps and stuff like that. And you can still have your full instrument and you don't have to do anything extra. And if you don't already have one, God, a backpack case is so nice. It's so useful. And because I also have a satchel that I like carry all my clothes in, I just throw that thing around where the neck is of the case and I'm hands-free after that, baby. I ain't got nothing. I have a feeling that my playing will wake my honey up, and when she wakes up, this video is basically over. I might play something for you. We'll see if we get that far. All right, I'll see you on the other side. I'm not actually practicing right now. I'm gonna turn you off. The beauty of not having a clock. You have no idea how long I practiced for. Could have been like 30 seconds. None of you are the wiser though. I guess you'll know if I like stop getting better, which then makes you wonder like, I don't know, maybe I'm speeding the actual clock up or something. Is there a sore hands conspiracy where I'm like fudging the numbers on the clock? You think if I was, I would fudge them harder though, because sometimes those practice logs only last for like an hour at the most or like 40 minutes. All right, well, I didn't really do that much and I think I'm gonna practice more later today. I kind of just want to get this video out of the way. I am really feeling myself on the Adagio though, so I think I'm gonna play that for you really quick. And then we're gonna wrap this puppy up. Check this out. Oh man, one blunder. I feel like that would have been a really good take without that. I've taken a few things from that Anna Vidovich video that we watched, and also there's a new video that I don't think you haven't seen yet, that I took some stuff from that too. Hint, it's about the ending part. Or after the false ending. Yeah, I had to restart that, sorry. And I still kind of played it a little bad. That's okay. All right, I'm gonna keep practicing after this, but I am gonna wrap the video up here. Because you know, it's a practice log. It's Monday's video. Just reminded you to practice, all that stuff. You know how it is. All right, I'll see you there. Well, you know, if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. Of course, guitar lessons, I offer those, so feel free to look at my email in the description for that. Head on down over to Rootin's Delight, pick yourself up some merch. I'm not wearing any right now. I'm wearing my yellow shirt, because I refuse to wear any other brands other than my own. Here, let's go around. You wanna look at pictures of me when I was a kid? Wow, look at him. Isn't he cute? What happened to me? I aged horribly. Be sure to use lotion, guys. You do not want to end up like me. Let's see. Oh, here's me when I was like a teen. Awkward teen. Boom. Jesus Christ. It's a pretty embarrassing one. Ooh, here we go. Oh my God. Don't I look awesome? Look at me with my undershirt. God, there's a little something for you. That's all you guys get for now. Yeah, you know, guitar lessons, merch, all that stuff. And what else do we have? Comment questions. Feel free to leave some comment questions and I'll answer them in the chair at some point, of course, as I do. And yeah, all right, well, I think the next one I should be back in the usual spot. And I'll be more rambunctious in my normal self. I feel like this whole time I've been like super calm. Yeah, so whatever. Sorry about that. All right, I'll see you there.